All right, so we got a gang of updates for you guys on the Supra. We've got the brakes sorted, the fuel system, the drivetrain's all in and finished, and we got a gang of fabrication done from B-side, so check it out. So thanks to Richard, we got the spacer shallowed down so that way it fits in the V160. Oh yeah! You idiot. You f***ed it up.
Dude, I almost had you.
V160 adapter for the 1350 spicer joint, and to get the drive shaft made, it's adapted. It fits on the V160. We're gonna go ahead and tap and chase all the bolt holes and make sure everything is clean and clear. And then we'll go ahead and call the drive lines guy to come back over and measure for that one-piece drive shaft. Starting off at the top of the list, some of the things we got sorted this time was with David when he came a few weeks back. Had the brackets all re-engineered, machined from a buddy's shop. Those are back, it's painted, they're ready to go on. And at the same time, we also had the sway bars scuffed all the way back down to be prepped, and so that way we can get those painted. The stock end links, everything's on there, it's all buttoned up. But now we have those Eibach sport style red sway bars, except they're adjustable. The actual sway bars are white line. Soft in the front because it's bigger than stock already, and then it's in the middle on the back. Oh, for sure gonna squat with the HKS coilovers. It's made to squat. So we know that Craig had the Eibach front and rear sway bars, but this car had the white line adjustable sway bars, and we went ahead, scuffed these down and paint them nice fresh red. So that way this gives us that appearance that we're looking for. It matches the old Eibach sway bars that used to exist back in the early 2000s, late 90s when they were releasing the sway bar package for the Supra. I can finally show you guys that new old stock Greddy piece I have. No one's seen it yet. It hasn't been unboxed. We never even mentioned it. So you guys are gonna see it today. All right, so that piece that I was talking to you guys about, damn, it's hot. Sucks. That piece that I was talking to you guys about is actually the Greddy Evo new old stock Supra twin turbo exhaust system. It is a 80 to 94 millimeter piping. It has a step up towards the rear section of the car, and then it's got that Evo canister. I know it's not the Greddy Power Extreme that Craig previously had on his car, but we couldn't find that system. Nobody had a used one that we could refurbish or a new old stock system. This Greddy Evo system popped up for the Supra, and it's a direct fit. It's gonna sound great. It's got big piping and it's brand new. So there's really nothing to finick with or refinish or polish or maybe fix some rust holes or some gashes in the piping or the canister. So let's go ahead and unbox this and show it to you guys for the first time. The hardtop Supra came with a new bracket for the exhaust system, and this one doesn't because the Targa has this brace. This brace goes underneath, but it doesn't interfere with the exhaust system, so it doesn't come with a new one. We're gonna go ahead and bolt this up and replace that catback section of the exhaust. All right, now I can go ahead and get these dodo birds back out here so we can mock up the exhaust. So let's go get them.
Guys, just kick this.
James, you dropped the washer.
You did? Where is it?
It had a washer.
It had a washer?
I swear to God, that was the washer ratchet. Oh, I didn't get the ratchet. Of course. That's not my job.
There's no washer?
That was the washer. This shit sucks with the exhaust on. So moving on, we have a brand new coil radiator installed. We have a brand new clutch fan, shroud, clutch blade. We have everything sorted. The new upper radiator pipe from Greddy is installed, although it does need to be repolished. That's one of the items that we are still taking off the car, sending it out, getting it polished, and getting it in its final form for it not to be removed. With the Chargers coming AC, and with the Supras, no different. Dude, it's fucking hot. I need AC since I'm a fat, hot, sweaty boy. Dad, can I point the fan at me for a second? Can I point it at me for a little bit? No, bitch. Fucking cord. All right, so next up on the list we tackled were the AC lines. Now, a lot of this stuff isn't available from Toyota brand new, so we opted to refinish all the lines that were on the car. And as you know, with the Charger, we're adding AC because it's hot as hell in California now, and Daryl can't do it any sports car or modified car without AC, so this is no different.
There's no way in hell I'm going to sit out in 100-degree temperature, you know, melting away. I just, maybe 30 years ago I could have got away with it, but today it's not happening. So it's going to have air conditioning. Modern day air conditioning. You don't hear a generator. What you hear is the AC unit on the roof. Air conditioning.
All right, so next up was the fuel system, and we did the same thing that we did on our black hardtop Supra. We went with a full radium fuel system that includes rail and their in-tank hanger setup. So that in-tank hanger has two pumps inside. It's a dual Walbro 450 liter per hour pump, and we have it set up so that way if we go to a certain boost level, the second pump kicks on. But if we don't need that, then you have a backup secondary pump if you ever have a pump failure for whatever reason. We told the Driveshaft guys that, hey, expect this Driveshaft to just be good for 1,000. We don't want to deal with it later. We don't want to deal with it shattering. We've had a Driveshaft shatter on us before because it wasn't to the rating that we needed. So we told them expect it to be at least 1,000 horsepower. So we're rated for that, and we're going to push it. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. So this system will be good for up to probably about 900 to 1,000 horsepower in terms of the pump flow. The only thing we'll need to change at that point would be injectors. So if the turbo can flow it and we have enough injector, we're gonna push it as high as we can go. All right, so Richard at B-Side has been getting a lot more new tools and toys in his shop. So he's been playing with design and figuring out things to make new, and he built that catch can from scratch, designed it on his computer, put it on the plasma table, had it cut. He already knew where his bend points were going to be and also where he was going to place a baffle. We had B-Side do a custom turbo drain. Because the way the drain comes out currently, it was going to be too close to the turbo manifold, and we were going to have to run a line kind of in an awkward orientation. We let him know where we wanted to run the line so we could clear everything and what fittings we were going to use from that point forward. So he welded on a new flange in the direction we needed it. It's away from heat, it's away from harm's way again, like everything else. We're going to heat sleeve that line and go ahead and hook up the turbo drain. One of the next things he took care of for us was sorting out the downpipe and wastegate orientation. So being that the wastegate comes straight behind the turbine area, it was kind of a tricky situation because the turbo sits parallel with the motor. Usually when they're a little bit angled, you have room to go around with the downpipe. Now that it's being straight over the wastegate area as well, both of those are kind of going in the same direction. So he had to snake the downpipe around the wastegate and then down the firewall side to clear everything. And along with that, he made the wastegate also exit at the bottom, but it's further away down so that it's not in harm's way. There's no heat issues. Everything that's around it is wrapped in a perfect heat sleeving, so there's not going to be an issue with that. From the downpipe back, he ended up making a new custom midpipe. It has a flex joint in it, so there's actually plenty of flex. It's called a weld-in bellows, and that's in the midpipe before it gets to that Gretty catback. On the Gretty catback, he decided to add another mount near the transmission area. Because that rear section is so heavy, he just didn't want to risk that catback causing so much extra stress on the back where the muffler is and possibly it snapping a mount further back down the line. So to protect the downpipe, midpipe section, he added another brace in the midpoint. All right, so next up, we're going to go ahead and take off the catch can, the compressor housing of the turbo, that side intercooler pipe, the radiator upper water pipe, and that cold side intercooler that is going to be powder coated wrinkled blue. We are also going to be taking care of that plastic cover on the fuse box and get that to match the center coil pack cover in that plasti dipped chrome. And also a couple other things are still waiting to come in. We're waiting for our new brake master cylinder, the ABS Delete brake line kit from Chase Bays, because I just feel like their products are a better fit for what we're trying to do with the Supra. All right, so that's going to do it for this video. The next time you see the Supra with the drivetrain as being the focus, it's going to be running and driving. Don't forget to stay tuned. The dash is going in, all the interior pieces, the electronics, the gauges, all the new goodies. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.